So, I got Minecraft 1.12.2 running on an AMD K6 processor running at 630 megahertz. For context, that processor is over 20 years old as of the recording of this video. I tried to show it on screen here, but my camera just wouldn't focus. And despite having the ridiculously low frame rate of 0 FPS, it works. I can look around, I can walk, kind of. There we go, I took a step. And I can place blocks. Look at that delay. And here it is again, Minecraft Java Edition 1.12, and the real magic behind how this is all working is Linux and the special launcher called ATLauncher. And basically what's going on here is that Mageia, you can see in the corner there, is a Linux distribution that was compiled more or less specifically for i586 and above, which is the original Pentium. So if we scroll all the way back up, you can see right here, it's got Java 11 pre-installed with the system, and it's running on an AMD K6-3, which is actually the K6-2 Plus, which in itself is kind of a slightly nerfed version of the 3. But anyway, closing that, closing that, closing that. Now I will walk you through the long and somewhat painful setup of how I got this all working. Now, at the base of our system is the ASUS P5A motherboard. It's a fairly standard Super Socket 7 motherboard. Supports up to 130 or 120 megahertz front side bus. I do have it resistor modded because it is one of the later revisions that normally have issues running with. Our CPU, the AMD K6-2 Plus 570, which I did overclock to 630 megahertz using a combination of a 105 megahertz front side bus and a 6 times multiplier. Our RAM is 3/6 of 133 megahertz, 512 megabytes SD RAM, though the board itself only supports 768, so effectively it's only seeing half the capacity of each of those sticks. And then we just have a generic USB card, our sound card, because for some reason Mageia doesn't like sound blasters, is this random Philips sound card that I found in my parts bin. And for network connectivity, we have a Intel Pro 1000 Ethernet card. Even though it's PCI X, it is backwards compatible with 32-bit PCI. And our video card is, as you can see on the little sticker that I put there, a Radeon 7500 with 32 megabytes of video memory. So, yeah, let's just cut over to the installation process. Okay, and now that the system is assembled, let's just go ahead and turn it on. So here I am using just a 80 gigabyte Western Digital hard drive, which is IDE, and a DVD drive. Let me just try and get this to focus. And yeah, you can see the AMD K6 clocked at 629 megahertz there on the screen. It's a little bit hard to see, and I bumped the tripod again. And let me just disable the floppy drive because I don't have one connected at the moment. Oh, yep, there's my whole setup, just a pile of cards on my dresser. Come on, go. So, I'm using the live CD version of Mageia 8 because from testing it seems to start up and install a little bit faster than the full version without really having anything else in the way, really. Let's just boot into Mageia Live and now just boot into the CD. And rather than using the boot Mageia Live option, we want to choose install Mageia Live. And with the magical power of video editing, you do not have to watch Progress Bar Simulator 2000. And here we are, finally at the login screen. It only took a good, 2-3 hours for the entire installation process. Anyway, just gotta wait for it to actually log in now, and if I remember correctly, we are also going to be seeing some small graphical glitches on the desktop before it finishes loading, and they're temporary, so they're not going to actually stick around. It's just some kind of weirdness happening with the graphics driver as it loads the desktop. So we gotta kind of wait for it to actually load at all in the first place. And there it is, the graphical glitches. I think, and I'm not going to say that I'm an expert on this or that I even know what's going on exactly, but my guess is that when it's first trying to render the desktop, it ends up, I don't know, maybe reading from the wrong place in video memory or something. I don't know. It takes a little bit, but it does clear up after a while. So, just gotta wait. Okay, slowly clearing up, but bit by bit you can see a little bit of the Mageia logo down there. And yeah, there's the desktop, there's the action bar. Okay. And just to show that this is a fresh installation that also happens to have Java pre-installed already, I'm going to open up Terminal and just type in java-version. Because once you're actually installed, it doesn't take very much effort at all to get Minecraft up and running. So, Java version. And there we go. Java 11.0.1, runtime environment 18.9. And that is plenty enough to run relatively modern versions of Minecraft. The main thing that's limiting what you can and can't run is actually the graphics card in this place. In this place. Because the ATI Radeon 7500 does not support OpenGL 3.3, and that's kind of what Minecraft 1.18 as of the time of this recording requires. Nor does it support OpenGL 2.1, so that cuts off every version of Minecraft above 1.12. Anyway, what we're going to be doing next is that we're going to open up a browser, which is Firefox in this case, and download ATLauncher. Now it can be either the jar file or the RPM file, either one works. And then once that's done, the main thing that you gotta do after that is just log into your Minecraft account, because we're at the point already where there's no fancy configuration scripts that are needed. It's literally just search up ATLauncher once it finishes loading, first of all. Search up ATLauncher, close that tab, and yeah, once it's all downloaded and stuff, it's just log in and you're set. So yeah, this might take a while. Okay, it's been a couple minutes, but wow, who could have figured a web page is slowing down my browser? I wonder what's the problem. The web page? Or the jet engine sound in computer hardware? Wow! Anyway, now that that's decently loaded in, I think we're gonna try heading over to the download tab, so then we don't have to worry about or wait for anything else to load. Alright, so the RPM launcher that I installed seems to have some kind of incompatibility with the CPU that I'm using, the AMD K6. Because while it does work on the laptop that I was using to test everything beforehand, it does not work here. It will run for a while, but then it lags and then it crashes. So, because I know that the jar file works from, what I did at the very beginning of this video, though that was a different hard drive, I will be using this instead. And so, with the jar file, you have to put it in its own directory, or else you are going to have your current folder absolutely trashed with other files. So let's just make a new folder called ATLauncher, put it in there. And then, because Mageia doesn't seem to have the ability to launch jar files as applications just by double-clicking, you will have to open Terminal and launch it through that. And the way that you do that is just right-click, open Terminal here, wait for Terminal to open. Okay, and now you can just type java-jar ATLauncher.jar and it will start running. It obviously, once again, will take a while, and because I am now using a different launcher than the one that I have installed, it will ask me to sign in again, which I will once again have to do off screen because it takes like 15 minutes. And yeah, you can see the temporary folder. Well, no, not temporary. You can see all the folders that ATLauncher just generated. This is where all the different things that Minecraft uses to run will end up going into. So runtimes is for the Java runtimes that it downloads, so we will not be using those. Failed downloads is for failed downloads. Downloads is a temporary file or folder, as well as temp servers, blah blah, so on and so forth. It's all just stuff related to running Minecraft. And there's the splash screen again. And while this loads up, I will be editing the rest of the video that I already have recorded on my computer. Well then, those last couple attempts were kind of pointless. So basically what was happening is that every time I was trying to download Minecraft 1.12 through ATLauncher, I would end up crashing the launcher with some sort of memory overflow. And I'm not entirely sure if this is really what's going on or not, but I have a feeling that the issue lies with the fact that I'm using an older version of Java than what I used when I was able to pull off the same thing on this hard drive. And so you can see here that we're using OpenJDK 11.0.10, but on that hard drive I was using 11.0.13. So before I try yet again, leading to yet another inevitable crash, I am going to instead do something a little bit different. I'm going to go through Software Center, update the system, which is going to take another like half a day, and yeah, just make sure everything's up to date first. So that's going to be an extra step that you're going to have to take if you want to do this at home, which I definitely don't recommend that you do. Here we are, Java. So now we just gotta scroll through these and find which one is needed. I just scrolled past it there. It's a little bit higher. Okay, Java 11. And we went 11.0.13.0.8. And now it's just downloading the information about the package so that then it can list it. Let's also expand the window a little bit so that then we can see more. Okay, so that is the static libraries for OpenJDK 11. We do not want that, we just want plain OpenJDK 11. So continue scrolling up. Okay, there's that. So now, we want this version, Java 11 OpenJDK headless. So check the box next to that. And then just click OK. And hit apply. And even though it says that it comes without audio and video support, it downloads the plain OpenJDK 11 as well anyway, so I'm sure that there's a plain just Java 11 OpenJDK somewhere in the list, but this is what I used last time. So yeah, you can see right here it also pulls down Java 11 OpenJDK alongside the headless. It's not going to download all that much anyway, so it's not like it's going to matter much. We just got to wait for it to download and install. So, you know, even more loading bars. Alright, installation finished. Click OK, and let's do a quick restart as well. No, I don't need you to load more packages that can be installed, so let's try and close out of these as soon as we can, so that then we don't have to waste more time waiting. Click yes. Close that. Close. Fine, it's not closing, I guess. Oh, and now it closed. Okay, let's open terminal, check our Java version one more time, and then we'll restart. Terminal. There we go. Whoops, I opened two terminals. And there it is, Java 11.0.13. So I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so everything is finally updated and stuff, so let's try again. Once it stops lagging, because I just restarted. Come on, let me select the folder. I just want to select the folder. Are you gonna let me select the folder? Apparently not. Oh, okay, now I can select the folder. Okay. Right click the folder, open terminal here. Wait for terminal to open. Java-jar ATLauncher.jar, not jcar. And I already did all the login and stuff beforehand, because, you know, my email address and stuff. So it's not like the login process is all that complicated anyway. It's just click a button, wait for the login prompt to come up, and yeah, just type in your information and you're in. So it's not like you're really missing anything when I skip that. So I will go over the configuration of ATLauncher again. I did partially download 1.12 before, since I mentioned before that it does launch, but it crashes after a little bit due to running out of memory from some sort of memory leak, I'm guessing. But anyway, ATLauncher is launching. There's the splash screen for it, at least. Oh, it's not quite focused. There we go, that's better. And let's see. Yep, it sees Java 11.0.13, so that's a good sign. Hopefully that means that we're not going to be crashing again. Interestingly, it thinks that the Radeon 7500 has 128 megabytes of VRAM. This only has 32, last I checked. That's weird. I don't think that I remember seeing it on the other drive, but maybe I just missed it. And there we go, logged in. So yeah, you can see that's my account down there. Let's go into settings, and the things that you want to disable are enable Discord integration. Uncheck that box because the Discord integration requires a 64-bit system and will cause some just issues. And then another thing that you want to do is uncheck use Java provided by Minecraft, because that version of Java will not work on 586 systems like the Java 11 that we just downloaded and installed. And then two things that you want to check is use system glfw and use system openal. And that just ensures that you're using the native libraries from the operating system itself rather than the ones that are downloaded by Minecraft. And once again, just like the use Java provided by Minecraft checkbox, that just avoids downloading something that's not going to work anyway. And that's all you got to customize as far as the settings go. So once that's saved, go into vanilla packs, scroll down, and 1.12.2 is going to be the absolute latest version that you can run on this hardware, unless you can find the OpenGL 3.3 compliant graphics card that'll work on, you know, this hardware. Okay, tripod adjusted back. So once you have that selected, click create instance and it'll start downloading. After all the installing and updating and everything, Minecraft 1.12 is finally installed. Let's click play and wait for it to launch. Minecraft. There we go. 1.12.2. So, very obviously, we're gonna want to crank all the settings all the way down. So click that, click that. Why is sound not working? Sound was working before. On the old hard drive, I mean. That's strange. Do that and that. And I'll leave VSync on. Wait, do I just have the volume on this turned down? I think it might just be that. Yeah, it's just turned down. All the way up. Okay, it's really getting drowned out by everything, so let me just turn the volume up. Well, if you can't hear it, then you're just gonna have to trust me when I say that the volume does in fact work. And here we go, it's generating the world, preparing spawn area. You can see the percentages just slowly creeping up there on the side. Alright, after taking some time to charge my phone, you can see that during that time, it definitely finished generating the world already. And it's just been sitting here idle the entire time. And I made sure that I paused the game immediately after it finished generating as well. Let's just maximize the window so that then we can get a fuller experience. And it looks like we generated in a forest, as I always do. And if you open the F3 menu, ooh, got some graphical glitches already. Even though it's on fast graphics, the leaves are turning transparent for some reason. And we just gotta wait for stuff to render in since I paused so quickly. There we go. Okay, let's turn away from these leaves so that then it's easier to see the F3 menu. But you can already see up here in the corner here, AMD K6-2. And as I mentioned earlier, that's really the K6-2 Plus with a slightly cut down cache. And yeah, Minecraft at 0 FPS on about 20-year-old system. Clearly doesn't run well, but it runs at all. And I don't think that I'm going to be able to do much with these trees in my face. Yeah, I think the leaves are causing a good bit of lag right now. Anyway, I'm gonna turn off the system, let this old hardware rest a bit, and yeah, that's the video. Until next time, I'm out. See ya.